So maybe we follow that a little bit with the writing mysteries. How do you because I've not actually talked to anyone about that yet. How do you
Yeah.
start a mystery? So like do you start with like this is the
Um,
solving of the crime and then move backwards
yeah, I
or
kind of usually start with I have to know what the crime is.
Mhm.
So it's kind of you plot it out almost from the um killer or the villain's perspective. What did they do? How did they think they were going to get away with it? And you sort of try and plan the perfect crime, and then you have to leave little places where they messed up for clues to put into the mystery. And so, yeah, it's kind of like you have to, or at least I have to know my ending. I have to know how it ends and what the crime is and stuff. And then you want, okay, so how does this crime, when the clues are left, when it's discovered, what's the sort of hook that
Mhm.
makes it an intriguing puzzle to start from?
Yeah.
And then you sort of solve your puzzle to your ending.
Yeah, that's cool. It seems to me like and I've not written a mystery, so this is just total conjecture on my part.
I'm not an
Um
expert either, but I
it
like writing them. They're fun.
Yeah, it seems like you could really get lost in like all of the different variability and possibilities of like,
Mhm.
you know, I have this ending, this happened, and then it just kind of keeps spidering out from there of how you
Right.
got there. Do you ever find like you're like maybe like there's too many ideas or is it pretty easy to follow?
Like too many ideas for clues and red herrings and that kind
Yeah,
of thing.
yeah.
Um, yeah, there could be. I feel like if I have too many of them, it's going to feel contrived because you
Mhm.
only want like a few clues that actually mean something, and then most of it is just sort of suspicious people and suspicious stuff.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know that I've ever had that problem of it being too complicated. I mean, I've only written sort of short mysteries, but usually it's pretty easy to go, okay, this is the one clue that would be an interesting hook or an interesting, for the story. Whereas it's easy to just have, oh, somebody overheard something, or, those kinds of clues aren't as fun to play with. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, that I guess it is a risk to be overwhelmed with ideas, but you kind of just have to look at each possible and figure out what the best one is and narrow it down to the best few.
Yeah. I suppose that's not too different than just normal
Yeah, it's very
writing of
similar to plotting
yeah.
out anything else. I think it's fun to, because I started with mysteries, it's fun to sort of start with them as your base for how to plot stories because they have a very specific way that you have to do them right or they don't work. It's like easy to have a plot hole in a mystery. So you have
Mhm.
to get good at plugging up holes. But yeah, I think it's a good practice in
Yeah.
a way.
And getting really good at asking questions like
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that's cool. So mysteries, and then I see you've also done a lot of kind of short stories and some novellas. So
Mhm.
is there maybe plotting short stories? How do you go about something like that as opposed to a mystery?
Um I actually, at this point, I kind of struggle with short stories because all of my ideas become novels. But I would say just you have to keep it really simple. You
Hmm.
have to sort of have your beginning, have your ending, and then have maybe a couple events in the middle, and that's it. You can't have much else because it's going to become way too big really fast if you have too much going on. So it's
Yeah,
kind of like keep it to one scene or one event or something simple.
yeah. I just think of them like it's like a chapter in a book. Like if you
Yeah,
were to
kind
read
of.
a
But it
book, you're
has
like,
to have like a satisfying ending.